welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name, as always, is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Mayola. That's Mayola, and he's driving the A43 on an encounter battle on El Haluf. A43 being a tier 6 medium tank for the Russians. Excuse me. So, quick announcement before we get too far into this video. I've been getting a lot, and I mean a lot, of replays sent in recently, so it is taking me a little bit of time to get through them. Anybody who's had a replay featured generally knows how long it was since they sent the replay in to when I actually get round to featuring it. And some replays I have been holding on to for a while because they're pretty good and I want to feature them, but I want to bring them at a time when I can bring another replay and sort of fit them into a theme. Make it an appropriate video, if you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, just waffling on a little bit there. So, if you send a replay in and you're pretty convinced that it is awesome, just be patient. And hopefully, if it is truly awesome, then I should get round to it eventually. I've still got about 100. Well, that's a bit of an over-exaggeration. Maybe about 70 or 80 replays still sat in my replay folder that I haven't watched yet. That is, I've downloaded every single replay up to any emails that I received today, but like I said, there's still about 70 or 80 in my replay folder that I haven't gotten around to watching yet. So, like I said, patience, and eventually we should get to them. So, onto this replay. Mayola going to be heading all the way to the southern flank, going to be flanking around the left-hand side of the enemy. Going to be counting on the fact that there may only be a couple of defenders in this location, with it being an encounter battle. Most of the team tends to drift towards the capture circle. And as it looks like there's actually nobody here. So far, only the Hellcat on that far northern flank being spotted out. Mayola just having a good look to see if he can see anybody, but it looks like there is literally nobody here. Just giving a little bit of a pause, waiting for his allies to show up and offer some support. Finds the artillery here in the form of that grill. Gets a good hit on him, and he starts to back off, but makes the mistake of turning to try and get away a little bit quicker. If he just continued to back off, probably would have survived a little bit longer behind that ridge line there. But Mayola takes him out and picks up kill number 1. So now we're going to try and sweep across here. Gets shot at by the second artillery piece, this M41. But he gets taken out pretty damn quickly by that M4 with a derp cannon. And now he's going to move along the ridgeline. Try and get some shots on who he can. Has a look towards the base. He can see the Chi Nu, so decides to lay some fire down on him. Chi Nu's having a drive around, trying to keep out of line of fire. The problem that Chi Nu has here, though, is he can't hide behind either side of the rock because the allies here are in his his spawn area, so he can't hide on either side of the rock because that's just going to be disaster both ways. And as it is, it looks like the enemy team has put absolutely everybody on this northern flank. Got a couple of guys capping, and then a large contingent of tanks working their way up towards the place where the heavy tanks normally reside, in that very northern flank there. Mayola just gets some eyes on the cap circle. Still only 2 tanks in there. Going to do his best to reset them. Finally gets the Chi Nu and picks up kill number 2. And now it's just going to be a case of trying to take out this T-28. T-28 tries to hide, but like I said, he can't go around the other side of the rock because that'll leave him open to the guys from the other side. Spots out his Panzer Soufflé here. Gets one good shot on him and then does a lovely dodge there, just dropping back as he fires. And that shot actually misses. Tries to have a snapshot at him, but not quite accurate enough. But somebody else is able to take him out, and he's got himself 3 kills now. Now the allied teams kind of just swapped spawn locations with the enemy team, except the allied team is a lot more set up and a lot more entrenched in on the enemy side of the map than vice versa. So they're just going to head down here. Mayola taking cover in the dried up riverbed, spots out a KV-1S, gets a good hit on him. He got a very, very fast reload on this cannon here, so able to do some good bits of damage. Going to try and make his way up this hill and try and flank around that other KV-1S. But it looks like he doesn't have the engine power, especially when a KV-1 shoots him directly in the engine and breaks that one. So going to back off and use his repair kit just to fix that. Does spot the KV-1, but it looks like he's kind of behind a rock, so not really able to get anything on him. Meola going to continue to back up this little hill here in an effort to try and get a shot on this KV-1, but again, he's just too well shielded by those rocks. So now it's just a kind of everybody change places. Panzer 38 NA comes screaming into the cap circle here. Tried to get a predictive shot there, but the 38 NA stopped way short, a thing that happens to me all of the time. You try and do a leading shot and the guy just stops just as you're about to open fire. It's a good shot on the KV-1S's tracks there, sets him on fire. Looks like he hasn't got a fire extinguisher, so he's able to take him out, and that's kill number 5. So now the enemy team going on the offensive, moving out from these entrenched positions. Meola. Excuse me. Meola going to be heading around this rock formation here and going to try and flank around behind this KV-1S. And to be honest, this KV-1S should have seen that he was coming. And in my opinion, should be backing off. And once he's into a safe location, turning his front armor to face the A43 here, and he should be able to plant a shot directly in his face. But as it is, still looking in the wrong direction. He gets himself taken out, and that's a top gun for Meola. So evened up the score pretty nicely here. The score's 12-11. The enemy team's got a few tanks looking over the cap circle there. And one KV-1S making a beeline for the artillery. Going to take him a while there. And for some reason, this Marder 38T has a death wish and has gone charging in all by himself against the Panzer IV and that KV-1 there. So he gets himself taken out, obviously. Luckily, this Hellcat is a little bit smarter. Gets a good hit on that Panzer IV here. Got to be careful. If that Panzer IV penetrates with a derp cannon, this is going to hurt like hell. Didn't manage to get a penetrating hit there, which is good. And that Hellcat is able to finish him off, and the two of them just work him down. I can see why the Hellcat was a little bit reluctant to move out now. Only got 34 hit points, and there is still a pretty healthy KV-1 around here somewhere. Hellcat hasn't got particularly great armor. I think it's only about 13 all round, so no matter what cannon this KV-1's got, going to be able to do some damage to this Hellcat. So it's going to be up to Meola to just move around him, sets him on fire. That's the second time he sets someone on fire this game, takes him out, and that's kill number 7. And that just leaves this invisible KV-1S that was last spotted making a beeline towards the artillery. Looks like the artillery crested the ridge there and spotted that KV-1S. He's going to be making his way in there to try and get what he can out of this. Meola telling the Hellcat to start off the base capture so that even if everything goes absolutely wrong and this KV-1S is able to take out the artillery and himself, at least then they will still have the base capture to fall back on. Spots out the KV-1S in the distance. Looks like the Hellcat wants to go for the glory, doesn't want to go for the safe bet. And Meola gets some shots on the KV-1S. He doesn't quite want to crest the ridge here by the looks of it, because he doesn't want to take a shot from the artillery in the face. Unfortunately, if he doesn't crest the ridge, he's just going to continue to take hits like this. And so he looks like he's decided to just make the best of the situation that he can and make a move. The artillery takes out his tracks and leaves him silhouetted just on the hill for Meola to finish him off and pick up kill number 8. So absolutely awesome replay there from Meola driving the A43 medium tank, picking himself up 8 kills over 2,500 points of damage and the victory. So absolutely awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, as always, the score screens in another game are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user M. Graham. That's M. Graham, and he's driving the Tiger 1 on an encounter battle on Winter Himmelsdorf. Tiger 1 is obviously a tier 7 heavy tank for the Germans. So it looks like a very large portion of the Allied team going to be heading up this hill to begin with. As you can see, a couple of tank destroyers deciding to change their minds halfway through there. The Su-122 and the Jagdpanzer, is that? It is indeed. Have decided to head over towards the cap circle instead, as the only tank they have in that area is that M4. And one of the enemy's artillery taken out already as he decides to crest the hill for some reason. If you're artillery and you want to take the hill, the best idea is obviously to do that once the hill has been captured. So it looks like the enemy team hasn't quite put enough tanks on this hill, so they may get overrun here. M. Graham takes 2 points of damage from something. Maybe somebody firing HE rounds here, not quite sure. Takes a couple of hits. He can definitely out-DPM this T-29 with the speed that his cannon reloads, and the T-29 realises that a little bit too late. Has taken a significant bit of damage himself, but nowhere near as much as that T-29 has. Going to come around now and try and get some hits on this T-1 Heavy. As if he straightens up a little bit more, this T-1 Heavy is going to have no chance of being able to do any kind of significant damage to him. Decides to switch his target to the T-29 instead now, because he's a much higher priority target to get out of the battle. And takes another little bit of damage from that T-1 Heavy. It looks like the enemy team has dealt with all of the tanks that were in and around that cap circle and are now going for the base capture. Got 2 tanks in there at the moment, and the Allied team has 1 artillery piece and that Jagdpanzer moving in to do something about it. The Allied team has nicely won the hill now, and the game's fairly even at 6 kills to 5. So it looks like the Allied team put all of their eggs into the hill basket, and the enemy team is putting all of their eggs into the cap circle basket. Don't know why that Type 58 wasn't already in the cap circle. If it had 3 in there, they would be a lot closer to having this thing completed. So spots out a Tiger to the left and some artillery to the front and a Jagdpanther in front as well. Gets himself ammo racked, so almost certainly going to have to use his repair kit on this. Oh, there's no way he's going to be able to out-duel a Jagdpanther. Going to wait for some of his allies to turn up. Jagdpanther makes a little bit of a mistake there and gets himself taken out by that T-29. And it looks like M. Graham going to come around here and duel with this Tiger 1 instead. There's still 50 seconds on the clock, so plenty of time to get over and across the other side of the battlefield. It looks like the Allied artillery, which is arrayed across the ridge there, will probably be laying shots down onto the cap circle. They've got a T-34 moving into spot, and M. Graham is able to take out this Tiger 1 now and pick up kill number 3. But as you can see, there's 2 people still in the cap circle and only 20 seconds left on the clock. So may have left this a little bit too late. Now there's 3 people in that cap circle, and that T-34 is flanking around to the north to do the best he can. Only 10 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like the guys who were left in this area did a fantastic job of delaying the Allied team long enough for them to almost complete this base capture now. But it looks like that T-34 has done a fantastic job. It's actually taken out the Type 58 and reset that cap probably a couple of times. But again, there's still 2 of them in there, and there's only 15 seconds, 10 seconds left on the clock now. And that T-29 is nowhere near close enough. We're going to have to wait for some kind of miracle from the artillery, or maybe this Panther looks like he has a shot, takes his shot, and it looks like he hits, with only 10 seconds left on the clock, though he misses that one by the looks of it. Only 2 seconds left, and it looks like he's destroyed someone, but there's still somebody in there with all of the cap points to himself, and the artillery reins in, and he gets the reset finally there, managing to get a reset on one of these tanks, which is just in the nick of time. And Graham's able to take out the M4, which had the majority of the other cap points to himself, and this Panther in the cap circle is feeling a little bit annoyed now. He had all of the cap himself. As you can see, they were raining fire into one of the guys, but it wasn't resetting the capture enough until that artillery landed the killer shot of the game. And now it's just a case of the Allies are just going to work this guy down and pick up the victory, which is a total shame for the enemy team, as they played a pretty good game there. and the artillery deservingly picks up the kill on that one, and that is GG and the game. That was down to 2 seconds there as you saw that artillery shell arc in over the top. So absolutely awesome replay there from M. Graham. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, if you've got yourself a great replay, then please send that to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave me a like or favourite and put a comment in the comment section below letting me know exactly what you thought. And if you're not already, then please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I have been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.